Alright, we are back to some Minecraft. Let's go ahead and get back into Hamtopia 14. And see what trouble we can get into. Howdy, Kukri, how's it going? It does take a lot longer to load up these days. It does take a lot longer to load up these days. Anything festive planned today? Yeah, tonight we're doing the family Christmas thing. But not with the whole family. Okay, let's go it. Huh. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting the treasure chests to now be boxes. Oh, you meant in Minecraft? No. No. We do need to do some construction. I was thinking about doing some of that. Because we need to build a few buildings. We could do that down here, perhaps. Maybe out here. That might be nice. Because we need to get a few more buildings. We need to move this thing to a place, into a building. Let's see, we got that going off that way. I really do need to bring this one down as well. There's a kitty around. I do have some fish. Let's go see if we can befriend the kitty. Let's see, where is my fish? There we go. Raw salmon. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Alright, I heard the cat meowing. I saw him over here. It's kind of funny how he's only, like, it's only me that, he gets scared by, not the other villagers. Kitty? Alright, well, it's getting late. So let's go to sleep. Come on, kitty. Where's the kitty? The other villagers aren't trying to feed him dodgy fish. Even when I'm not trying to feed him dodgy fish. He gets scared of me. Where'd Kitty go? I don't even hear him anymore. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I do not see the kitty. I wonder if he despawned. Speaking of kitty, your cats have decided it's cold enough for both of them to get on your bed and use you as a heater. Well, I mean, that's on you for being warm. No, I do not see the kitty anywhere. I think the kitty might have despawned. I mean, I suppose there's still more village around here. Could be out here somewhere. No. No, I think kitty despawned. Alright. Let's go put the fish away. We'll get some materials for building a new building. Unless kitty is over here or up here somewhere. Nope, I don't see him. Alright. It happens. No, I didn't kill the kitty. That isn't what happened. Alright, so let's grab some cobblestone. And we're going to want some glass. And we're going to want oak logs. And a door. Kitty feared what I would do to it. Oh. That's terrible. I mean, I don't care how well Bunny will see it. It's the truth. Alright, so I should probably cut this down a little bit so that this area is a bit more level. So I'm going to need some dirt and I'm going to need a shovel. I do have shovels. I might want to get an axe as well. Howdy, Solarian. And Big Mac. How are you guys doing? I mean, Big Mac, I would hope not. I've been playing for all of, like, 9 minutes. I don't usually get killed in that time period. Yeah, it's fine. All the grass around the village is triggering your OCD. It can be a little annoying. This stuff isn't quite as bad as the tall grass. Let's just look inside that guy's empty head. Yep. Chests turned into Christmas presents. I didn't do that. That was the game. I wasn't expecting it either. I don't know. Is that a thing? I mean, this is the game making changes, not me. I don't know what changes it has wrought. Let's swap axes. Shovels. Howdy, Alceris. How's it going? You've recently discovered the joy of an enchanted diamond shovel. What enchantment? Alright. So that's that. Mending, Unbreaking 3. And Efficiency 4. Ah. Yeah, it would definitely be nice to get some of those. Let's go ahead and merge these two together. So I'm doing this bit of terraforming so that we can put some more buildings over here. Makes moving dirt so much faster. I mean, I've used iron shovels before, and it almost goes too fast in that, like, you know, just from not paying much attention, I dug those holes by accident, and I know that with a diamond shovel, I'd just be going even more nuts. Oops. Didn't mean to let that one break. I could use the Builder's Hammer from Dragon Quest Builders. That's what I could really use. Let's go to sleep. You had to change digging tactics. You put the crosshairs near the top of the stack. I bet that goes like as fast as like that, right? About as fast as removing grass. Oh, so I also learned that apparently in first edition, especially, you weren't supposed to be able to figure out anything about a magic book other than besides reading it, unless you used a wish, in which case it needed 2 wishes to uncover everything. Aren't you glad I don't use that rule? Alright, need more shovels. Very messy blocks everywhere. Well, at least with dirt, you don't really care that much about the blocks. See, one thing, like, I would kind of want to use the diamond shovel and efficiency for changing gravel over to flint. That's what I would like. I mean, like that's where I would be using that. All right, shovel, 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 and I'm kind of full up on space, so leave you there. Okay. I'll get another shovel. I also saw someone arguing that you shouldn't put too many quote-unquote restrictions on quote-unquote the rewards that the players get, and it's like, not everything that they get is an actual reward. Like, just because they get a thing doesn't mean that they should be thinking of it as a reward. I mean, it is a game, yes, but you're also talking about a world where people are supposed to be, you know, living their real lives. Some stuff you get is just the stuff that people were using, and you have just lucked out in getting it. It's not exactly a reward, so it can be not useful to you. You might get a slimy trout as a reward, or a red herring. The red herring is a lot more likely. Alright, so we got a lot of exposed stone here that I'm going to want to get rid of as well. But that's why when I'm rolling up treasure, I don't think to myself, very often, sometimes I do, do I want to give them an, you know, like a weapon that they can use? You know, like sometimes I will make sure that weapons are things that the players can use. Other times it's just, this is what I rolled up. I rolled up a an all pike, even though no one can use an all pike. Just that's the way it happens. Remember playing and the DM only rolling monster loot after the fact. Yeah, that's weird. That is copper, which I do not currently have the space for in my inventory. I might as well pick up all the copper. There we go. Don't care about that. There we go. Is this the level that I want? Yes, this is the level that I want. So I'm going to replace this with dirt. You're eagerly awaiting the day that you roll a holy sword for loot. Okay, so that's another thing about the way that I roll treasure, is that if I roll up something that is a personal item for an NPC, and I roll up something they can't use, I re-roll. So if we're talking about an evil villain, if I roll a holy sword, it's re-rolled. A holy sword has to be in a, like, at that point, oops, shoot. It basically needs to be, like, a horde-type treasure or some other situation. Maybe it is a trophy. Maybe. But some of them just can't be used by people of evil alignment, though. Not really Dracophile, because the nature of good and evil in D&D is that evil doesn't like to concentrate too much power. So you don't get those champions like paladins. They'd rather go for a lot of weaker people, whereas good will often go for the single powerful champion, i.e. the paladin. No, that's granite. It's not dirt. Death Knight is evil, but Death Knight is also undead. But that's why there's no official anti-paladin. Death Knights are definitely evil. Oh, hello. What do you got? Lily of the Valley, Cactus, Purple Dye, Light Blue Dye, Jungle Sapling, Packed Ice. Freaking me out there, sir. I guess we'll go to sleep. That always struck you as strange, no anti-paladins? Jeez, you're loud, sir. So you can also see that in that, if you look at the plains, you've got, on the lower plains, you've got a literal infinite number of Tanari demons in the Abyss. Canonically, there's an infinite number of them. Whereas on the upper planes, the most powerful planar creatures are the Solars, the Solar Divas, in which there's very few of them, but they are incredibly powerful individually. So that's another way that you can kind of see that dynamic. Let's see. Alright, that's good enough. We can start building a building. Never thought about that, but it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it's not terribly explicit, unfortunately, but that's the justification. And the thing is that priests are pretty powerful as well, so you don't really need a paladin, an anti-paladin type. Why's my bed all the way over there? Let's see. Alright, I think I'm going to redo that road there. Although maybe I should just move this. I can just move this. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we'll just move that. Okay, and there we go. I'll pick those up in a moment. There we go. There we go. Okay. So if you use the second edition samurai kit, they can be fighters, rangers, or paladins. As opposed to using the first edition Oriental Adventures samurai class. Okay, so how do we want to do this? I think I should go for something a little bit different. So let's go for a stone house here. They aren't, but they can be. Like, there's no real reason that they couldn't be religious in nature. Yeah, let's get that axe out. Better not go inside there, sir. Trying to go inside. Get. There we go. So there we go. There. Get rid of that grass. I don't need leads. I have leads. Alright, let's pull out the glass. Not sure how that's going to look. Alright, I think that these two we do top down. There we go. Alright, let me go get some other wood. Howdy, Super Kobo 4, how's it going? Yeah, I got 2 leads, so I don't really need more. And the traders come by plenty often, so if I really needed more, I could just get more. Go and put that away. I guess we'll go ahead and smelt that copper. Alright, I need wood. I don't actually have that many planks. So let's do that. I want to do just a wooden floor. How long am I going to be streaming? A little bit over 2 hours, give or take. Yeah, I just don't feel like I need many. There we go. Nice wood floor there. Okay. And then we use you. And then back to stone. Get those down. There we go. Alright, let's go to sleep. A T-pane of glass, yeah. I am kind of tempted to do, like, glass posts with glass there, glass there, glass there, and then a glass block up on top, just to see what it would look like. Okay, let's go ahead and get the dirt out, because we need to get up to the roof. Thank you, Mr. Wolverine. I appreciate that. Nope. Moved back a little bit too much. What? What do you want? I'm busy up here. Actually, if I do the roof like that, I don't need these. I should use stone. Thought I was going to fall for a second there. There we go. Alright, let's go get some... or make some roof pieces. A 2x2 arrangement of glass panes makes for a nice airlock for underwater builds to drop into. Blocks out of water and mobs after you clear out the build of them. Alright, let's see. And that's a lot, but I still am going to need some more wood. I'm going to need some slabs. There we go. That'll do. Grab that ink. So bonkers getting up there. Alright. Switch over there. How is this guy not just, like, being strangled? How? Oh, there he goes. Mine. Good job, traitor. I did. That is true. I was asking. And then the game is like, well, I guess we could strangle him. Made it just in time for that. Oh, man. Oh, Minecraft. Nope, that is not what we want. Oh, Minecraft. Never change. Ow. What I'm kind of curious about is whether he died from falling or died from, like, something else. Well, actually, he might have suffocated. He might have gotten his head stuck in the building or something. Dang it! Dang it! No, don't go down. Don't go down. Don't go down. Fine, be that way. Rude jerk. Don't let me kill your other one by happenstance. He wasn't getting pulled high enough, and he took damage by landing. I don't know. No, there is no llama meat. I did get leather, though. Okay. See, and just for Dracophile, we got an extra lead. There we go. I'll need some lights. Yeah, I do have that up there. All right. But first... Oh, I do have some of these. I did not realize. Howdy, Abcody. How's it going? Now the Iron Golem needs to get inside the house. No. No, no, no. Bad. Alright, we need some wool. And we need some coloring. I need some planks. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Can I merge these two together, or do I need white? I need white. Okay. We'll make a light gray bed. So we haven't made one of those yet. And it is getting dark. Ah, dang it. They pulled the wrong planks. Hey, Bats Go Screech. How's it going? There's a weird death prank that some SMP servers do with dropping an anvil onto a bubble column of water, floating it a couple of blocks over an AFK person's head. Then when they return from AFK and try to move, it triggers a dispenser to remove the water, and the anvil drops, killing them. Well, that's just mean. Alright, some more leather there. And another lead here. Finished with deviled eggs, so back to being lazy. Sounds good. Speaking of beds, you found out what they do in the nether. I have not used them that way in the nether, but I have heard about that. Get some light inside. There we go. There we go. Get some nice, nice good... It's a great way to search for debris. Light gray bed just looks like somebody never washed their sheets. It's terrible. Okay. Let's see. Not done. No. Oh, nope. We are. All right. There we go. All right, so, are there any villagers that we have not done yet? I mean, we got this one. Like, I think there's some that haven't had anyone spawn yet. We got this guy. Getting brown wool's kind of a pain. Unless I breed one. Alright, so we got butcher, rabbit stew, raw rabbit. It's not great. That's for the smoker. Did we get anyone in here yet? We did. Yes. Stone axe and stone shovel. Okay. I'll probably want to do some item manipulation there. And I definitely feel like moving your farm. So anyone know of any job professions that we don't have yet? So I don't think I have any more blocks that I've made. Librarians, right. Right, thank you. Alright. So we need a library. Where do we want the library? Could have put it right out here. Let's chop down these trees. You've been told books are evil? I mean, considering that Laftel gained a point of wisdom from one of them, I don't know. Might want to be suspicious about that. And Leva has one of the most amazing books in the entire game. Like, there are few books better than a Book of Infinite Spells. All you want for Christmas is for all to die in Minecraft. Well, I mean, there's always the chance, but I'm definitely trying not to. I mean, she did miss out on a few really good spells by flipping to, like, the 4th page when she first got it. But that's going to happen. I'm not sure how close. Some of these might be a little bit too close to start decaying. We have a big library here and then a big town hall opposite. I don't know how big it'll be. I mean, that does require a lot of stuff. Go ahead and get that ink. A debate hall, lots of lecterns. Thanks, Death89. I appreciate that. Ah, there totally should be a politician villager job. That would be amazing. I mean, I could go back underground to that gigantic cavern. I do have a lot more torches this time. You also want ham. I mean, everyone wants ham. Let's go to sleep. There's already a nearly worthless trader. Don't need a politician villager. Ah, I want a politician villager, though. Like, maybe you could bribe him to make everyone's prices cheaper. Isn't the nitwit the town politician? Excuse me, sir. Alright. So now the question is... Yeah, that's 3. Okay. Just have this road go out for a little ways. There we go. Alright. Let's go leave some of these things back in our chests, and we can start thinking about our library. So the question is, what do we want to make our library out of? Stone, so that it can't burn. That seems like a good idea. What do you think? What do you guys think? Hey, Title Rabbit, how's it going? Wrong container. Yeah, but Big Mac, then they'd also have to be brother to the guy who sang One Night in Bangkok. And then that would be stuck in everyone's head. could make it like Seattle's downtown public library, all glass. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. I kind of like that. Maybe not all glass, but certainly a lot of glass. And let's go for a granite floor. You have that in your head now? Perfect. 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 I mean, one night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble, you know? How do you not know that song, Dracophile? Oh my lord. We need to do something about this. Really need to do something about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's good enough size. I don't think blessed is the word I would use. Holy cow. How do you guys keep dying? I mean, okay, so technically I know, but... neither here nor there. Alright, there we go. Excuse me, sheep. You're going to be in the way soon. Howdy, Reclusive Hero. How's it going? Okay, so we got the outline for the library. I do not have any other shovels, so let's go ahead and make another one. Looks like 14 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're right. Actually, you know what? That's okay. We'll do double doors. We'll do double doors. That's fine, Title Rabbit. You don't have to feel bad or anything. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. It kind of has to be symmetrical for me. My OCD. kitty appeared. Hey, Seal Mortar, how's it going? Well, I mean, on Hammeron, I'm not a voice actor. I've never been paid for it. Kitty, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. There, you've been paid for it. Other than, like, local commercials, I don't think there's anything in the area for voice acting. I'd have to go up to New York. Howdy, Leva, how's it going? Which character would I voice? I mean, that's would depend on what I'd get hired for. Where'd the kitty go? You had to come as you were told someone gave you a compliment. I don't know what happened to the kitty. Sir, you're gonna rust out there, you know that? Alright, let's go look around for the kitty. Two days from being off crutches. Fantastic. That is great news. Well, the kitties seem to despawn fast or something. Because who knows where it is. Anghamron gifting another sub. Thank you very much. I screwed that up. So we'll put down some marble, or granite floors, not marble. Oh, I could do the marble floors, or the like use calcite to do fake marble floors. What do we want? Do we want granite? I think we want calcite. Let's go with calcite. We have a ton of that, and we haven't used it. Included calcite and amethyst blocks for your library. Gave it a mystical touch. Ooh. I mean, I could do, like, amethyst for the floors. But you're supposed to be quiet. And that would be tinkling everywhere. Well, that's fantastic, Leva. Just in time for Christmas, too. Okay, I did not have enough. Space was bigger than I thought. That's always one of the things that gets me in Minecraft is, like, it seems like a block of 64 is going to be a lot. You can do so much with a block of 64. And then you actually try to do something with a block of 64 and you realize that's really not that much. Alright. Now... what do we want to make, like, the sides out of and stuff like that? Any of these do anything? Any of them do anything for me? Not really. None of them jumping out at me as being anything that I really want to do anything with. We'll just do stone. Alright, let's go get the glass. I don't think I'll do, like, all 4 walls of glass, though. Your nether roof portal tower took, like, 25 stacks of blocks of deep slate, even though it doesn't look that big. Yeah, I'm not surprised. No, I'm not doing obsidian. Not doing obsidian. Okay. So we got the back wall and the front wall. I don't think we need this side, but we can do, like, that. Nope. You've had to mine out entire obsidian pillars in the AuldDragon Island. Okay, so then we can have the shelves go right up against there. There we go. Kitty! That is a different kitty. Kitty! Kitty! Come here, kitty. Notice me, senpai. Wait a second, Dracophile. Aren't you the one that wants me to get a kitty so that it pushes me off a cliff? I don't like how dark it is, though. I'm gonna go to sleep. Yes, you would. Well... Oh, nope, nope, there's Kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, turn and face me. Look, I have delicious, delicious salmon for you. Obsidian is one of the blocks that a dragon can't destroy? Ah. Alright, let's see if we can find Kitty again. Kitty. Kitty. You saw me and you turned around. Alright, let's just wait here for a moment. Throw the salmon at the cat, surely that would help. Not as far as I know. Game should allow you to make a kitty trap, a box, a stick, and a bit of string and raw fish. That would be hilarious. If you turn your vision too quickly, it'll run. Well. Here, kitty. I mean, he's not running. He's just not coming over to me. Like, I wasn't turning at all there. Ald apparently has found the one vegetarian kitty in all of Minecraft. Seems like it. See, he pops up and then goes away. He's not noticing the delicious, delicious fish. But yeah, you should be able to, like, toss it out to it, and it comes over and eats it, and then comes... And then if you have some, it'll come near you. You can get pretty close to them before they run, so yeah, I think they have to see you. Those are all sheep. But I'm not hearing it. Alright. Well. Yeah, these are just sheep over here. Well. Oh well. Oh well. You've chased down cats and snagged them? Yeah, I mean, they're pretty fast. They're pretty fast. Alright, I need some doors. Couldn't leave that there. I don't know if a lead would work. Alright, there is our entrance. I'm going to need more glass as well. Alright, let's go make some more glass. I have plenty of glass. I could lead them out after breaking some. Dracophile. Look at all those blocks of glass that I have. Look at all of this glass that I have. So much glass. Alright, we'll leave that in here. I don't know if I'd trust a golem to catch a kitty. Seems like it'd be a bad idea. I think I need to get up on top for that. There we go. Luckily, I got plenty of glass. Don't mind breaking some. Okay. Okay, now... Not there. Let's get this level here. Now we need a golem to climb into the library? No. No, we don't. Besides, as I said, I can get him out pretty easily. You know, in case of golem in library, break glass. Alright, so we got out that part. And... I think for funsies, we're gonna do this. And for real funsies, go to sleep up on top. Copper roof. Yeah, but you can't do copper staircase blocks. I mean, maybe if I was going to do it flat. You guys don't want a peaked roof? Really high, reaching to the skies interior roof? I'm kind of surprised. Alright, now the question is, what type? There are slab and stair copper blocks? There's cut copper. Do you have to make cut copper? Oh yeah, cut copper slab. Cut copper stair. Oh, okay. That's... Copper is like 120 different building blocks? Dang. I know, that's a lot of copper, though. I do not have that much copper. Like, I would have to go on a massive, massive scouring mission. Yeah, it's super expensive. Go mining, no danger there. Not sure I trust you. Not sure I trust you. I mean, I could do a stone roof. What kind of stone might we want if I was going to do that? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's go for a spruce roof. You could go explore that cave. I mean, my point, though, is that you need tons of copper. So much copper. Also, I don't really need this right now. And I don't need this right now. There's 4 different weathered states of copper. Well, maybe we'll explore that sometime, but not today, I think. Alright, I'm going to need a lot more stair pieces. And I don't have any dirt on me. I need more dirt so I can get back up there. They should make copper nuggets that you can then do some other stuff with. Like different lanterns and stuff. That'd be nice. Alright, let's get that there. There we go. Yeah, I think this is going to take, like, all of my spruce wood. Which is okay. I'll get that other one later. There we go. Alright, let's see. I need to get all the way up there. I guess I'll get some more ink. Thank you. I mean, if they're going to keep dying, you know. There we go. Which is better on a ham sandwich, mayo or mustard? Neither. Both of them are abominations. Anyone using either of them on a ham sandwich is in violation of the Geneva Conventions. Kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I see you over there. Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. I hear you. Come on. Look, I got yummy, yummy fish. Yummy, yummy fish. Got him. There we go. Kitty! 100 bits for kitty. Alright, I need to go put another thing. Guess you'll use mustard and pickles. Ugh. Monsters. Why would you ever do that? And go ahead and leave the raw salmon. Leave the ink sac. And go to sleep. Why would you not? Because it's better without? Alright, let's get some more spruce stairs. Let's go for that many. Alright, there we go. There we go. Oh, did I screw one of them? One of them? I'll go back and check. There we go. Alright, that's all good there. Oh, yep, you're right. I would have seen it when I came around on this, on that side to add in more. I don't think that I have enough, though. I still don't think I have enough. I may have to go out on a spruce search. Let's grab that. Ah. Thank you. I wish you could convert wood blocks into other wood blocks and stuff. Like turn the slabs back into wood blocks or turn the slabs into stairs or something. Oh, I definitely don't have enough. The question is where I'm going to get more. I gotta go find another, go find a spruce forest. And we'll have enough for one side at least. Got any saplings? Not sure, actually. I might. But I don't think I do, now that I think about it. I don't think I brought them back. I should have. Yep. Alright, let's double check. Yes, I do. I do have some. Not many, but I do have some. There we go. Alright, so when we get more, some can turn into many. That is indeed the case. Alright, I can get a few more. Just 8. But I suppose that's better than none. Alright. Hi, kitty. Yeah, I'll just let them grow on their own. I don't need to bone meal them up. I got other things that I can work on. Like making the books. I should leave some things behind. I need more sugarcane. I have a lot of dirt. I have a lot of dirt. Hello. There we go. I'll come back as that disintegrates. For now, let's go ahead and collect up some crops. All of these are ready. Something tells me that this is a little bit faster to harvest wheat than it would be in real life. I don't know. I don't know what it is that that tells me that. The mighty 10 Emerald Mending Book, huh? We shall see about that. I did miss a beetroot. Kitty. Thank you. Now for carrots. It is getting dark, however. Let's go to sleep. Is there an easy way to get XP without mobs? There's ways. I don't know how easy they are, Mining a lot of stuff does. Furnaces do. Disenchanting items do. Yeah, you get XP for trading too, right? There's another kitty down there. There we go. Alright. We got a few more trees up here. Let's see about the one that I chopped down. See what goodies it is left for us. Some of those might not grow. Alright, let's go grab some more crops as well. Time to do the harvesting that they won't. Mine, all mine. There we go. There we go. Collected some more. Yeah, they're doing some harvesting. I mean, I haven't done any harvesting this whole stream, so they've definitely picked up some things. I don't know what causes them to do it and whatnot. Like, do they only do it when their inventory is empty? I don't know. Got all that stuff. Yeah, I should. And I will eventually, but... Oh, hello. You can get those then. That's fine. You can have those carrots. I don't care. What I should do is look at the individual ones, see what they trade, and then set up their fields for that. So then I know. Alright, need to get some things out of here. Salmon can come out. Sweet berries can come out. think I already got the poison potatoes out. Apples can come out. Meat can come out. I do need to get more chests for these things, and we will eventually. Alright. Let's get more paper. And some more books. Leave those behind. Okay. So, what do we need for the lectern? Lots of seeds that can be composted for bone meal. Yeah, and I will eventually, but don't need to do it right now. I need some, like, slabs or something, right? The bookcases don't actually change. They're all the same. So I use spruce to make this one. There we go. Okay. 4 slabs. There we go. And I kind of want to get another one. Right, no, I don't have any more bookcases. Duh. There we go. And we have a whole whopping 2 bookcases there. Alright, let's see what we can do with this stuff. Real fast. Gargantuan. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Time to search for a stronghold. Yeah, that sounds scary. Perfect. All done. No. Didn't like that. Ice, 1,000 bits. Holy cow! Thank you very much. Jumping in for a moment to thank you all. Thank you for all the hard work and great entertainment. Keep it coming. Merry Christmas to you and all the ham lovers. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I hope you have a wonderful holiday as well. I really do appreciate that. Alright, leave the books here. And it is getting dark, so let's go ahead and quickly read the Gargantuan entry. I assume you want a reptilian Gargantua. I've made some minor tweaks for the game, so not everything is going to apply here, but we'll see. Gargantua are truly monstrous species, both in size and ferocity. Whether they are throwbacks to another age, aberrations of natural processes, or results of crazed magical experiments is unknown. Gargantua appear in many different forms, but most resemble gigantic humanoids, insects, and reptiles. Of these three types, the most common is also the largest and most dangerous, the reptilian Gargantua. The reptilian Gargantua is so immense that it dwarfs virtually all of the world's creatures. Some reptilian Gargantua move on all fours. Most, however, are bipedal, supported by two massive legs rivaling the width of the largest tree trunks. The creature's body is thick and bulky. Rocky scales, usually dark green with black accents, cover it from head to toe. Its smooth belly is a lighter shade of green. Certain rare types have mottled scales in shades of brown, gray, and yellow. Its hands are almost human, though each of its 4 long fingers ends in a hooked claw. Its feet are flat and broad with webbed toes. So these two things are also what tipped me off to what it's actually supposed to be. The toes also end in hooked claws, but they're shorter and thicker than those on its fingers. A bony ridge stretches from the base of its neck down along its spine and extending the length of its immense tail. The head of the reptilian Gargantua is somewhat small in proportion to its body. It has 2 glaring eyes, usually gold or bright red. Its nostrils are flush with its head, and its ears are twin triangular projections resembling tiny wings. Its mouth is a wide slash that nearly bisects its entire head and is lined with rows of long fangs. The reptilian Gargantua cannot speak, but it emits deafening roars that sound like the trumpeting of a bull elephant amplified 1,000-fold. It can breathe both air and water. So the ears are twin triangular projections resembling tiny wings is what gives it away as not being Godzilla. No, Anghamarand, it is Gorgo, the British knockoff Godzilla. Habitat Society. A few reptilian Gargantua make their home on the floors of subtropical oceans. Most, however, live on remote tropical islands, far from civilized lands. I mean, it's obviously also inspired by Godzilla, too, but it doesn't have the breath weapon of Godzilla. Yeah, no breath weapon also gave it away. Although that might have been partly because that would make it really powerful. But the claws, if you look at Gorgo, it has much bigger claws than Godzilla. Let's see. Such islands are scattered throughout the oceans of Karatur, with most of them uncharted. The most notable exception is the Isle of Gargantua, one of the outer isles off the southwestern tip of Wa. This island is inhabited entirely by Gargantua of various types. Explorers in the Arctic regions of Karatur once found a maturing reptilian Gargantua frozen in a block of ice. The explorers built a massive sled to haul their discovery back to civilization. The ice began to thaw en route, reviving the creature. The Gargantua shattered the melting ice block, crushed his captors, and lumbered into the mountains. That one being Gamera. Any grotto or cave that provides shelter, privacy, and sufficient room to house a reptilian Gargantua can serve as its lair. Fiercely territorial, a reptilian Gargantua and its family usually claim an area of several square miles as their personal property, defending it against any and all intruders. Since their eyes are sensitive to bright light, the creatures spend most of the day sleeping in their lairs, becoming active at night to search for food and patrol their territory. Their thunderous roars make their presence known to all. Reptilian gargantua do not collect treasure or any other items. Reptilian gargantua live several hundred years. They choose mates within a few years of reaching maturity and remain with them for the rest of their lives. A female reptilian gargantua gives birth to a single offspring once per century. The birth of a reptilian gargantua is marked by shattering thunderstorms that rock the skies over the territory of its parents for 101 days. An immature reptilian gargantua stands about 20 to 40 feet tall. It also has 10 hit dice, THAC0 11, and a movement rate of 12, Swim 9. A youngling's claws inflict 1d10 hit points of damage each, and its bite inflicts 2d12 points of damage. Its tail, not nearly as formidable as an adult, sweeps the ground in an arch, reaching 20 feet behind it to both sides, inflicting 3d6 points of damage to all victims who fail their save versus death. And a lobster cortex, O noble guardian of the ham, wouldst thou impart some knowledge upon us this fine eve? Any page will do. Okay, I'll get that. Ecology. The reptilian gargantua is an omnivore. It primarily eats plants, swallowing whole trees in a single gulp, but it also enjoys living prey of all varieties. It can even dine on minerals, gems, and other inorganic substances in times of scarce vegetation and game. Reptilian gargantua shun the company of other creatures. They especially dislike other types of gargantua, which sometimes compete with their reptilian cousins for the same territory. Reptilian gargantua have two properties useful to humans. The petal of any flower that grows in the footprint of a reptilian gargantua can serve as a component for a potion of growth. Such a flower must grow naturally in the footprint. It cannot have been planted there by a human or other intelligent being. As noted above, thunderstorms occur when a reptilian gargantua is born. If a dead creature of any kind is struck by a lightning bolt from such a storm, the bolt acts as a resurrection spell. And then, of course, the humanoid gargantua are King Kong, and the insectoid are Mothra. And Anghammeron gifting out a sub to Lobster Cortex. Awesome. Since we are about half an hour away from ending the stream, let's go ahead and read something right now. Let's just open it up to Enkomi. Let's see how long that one is. It's not too long. Good. Late Bronze Age city near the east coast of Cyprus, so called after the nearby modern village of Enkomi, 8 kilometers northwest of Famagusta. Numerous excavations have been conducted on the site, beginning with those of A.S. Murray for the British Museum in 1896 and ending in 1973 with the final season of French excavations under the direction of O. Pellon. The possibility has been suggested, though not generally accepted, that the city's ancient name was Alasia, capital of the Kingdom of Alasia, attested in a number of late Bronze Age texts. Enkomi's history has been divided into 3 phases, corresponding with the generally accepted phases of the late Cypriot Bronze Age. The settlement may have been first fortified in Phase 1, circa 1600 to 1450-1400 BC. A long rectangular building belonging to this phase was identified by its excavator P. Dikaios as a fortress containing a metallurgical workshop. Much of the city's wealth in this and the succeeding period may have derived from its copper industry. It is thought to have dominated Cypriot copper production in these periods. Following the destruction of this phase, probably by earthquake, Enkomi in its second phase, circa 1450-1400 to 1200, developed into a significant urban center, with a well-planned layout based on a grid plan which divided the city into large rectangular blocks, and a flourishing metallurgical industry, as indicated by many copper smelting installations. Rich funerary furniture and grave goods, including gold jewelry and items of ivory, testified to the city's wealth, at least among its elite classes in this phase. It has been suggested that 4 chamber tombs of ashlar masonry may indicate that some aristocratic families from Ugarit settled in Enkomi during this period. An abundance of Mycenaean pottery indicates regular direct or indirect trading contacts with the Mycenaean world. The destruction of Phase 2 is commonly associated with the incursion of the Sea Peoples, a group of whom may have occupied the city in its third phase, circa 1200 to 1050. The material culture of this period, particularly Mycenaean-style pottery, may indicate a Mycenaean element among the new settlers, though there is no clear evidence for a Mycenaean settlement. Some features of the former phase continued into this phase, including its geometric grid street plan, and the city again became the center of an active metallurgical industry. But differences between its current and former inhabitants are also evident, as illustrated by new funerary practices. The rock-cut chamber tombs of the earlier phases were now replaced with shaft graves. Phase 3 is also associated with the sanctuaries of the so-called Horned God and Ingot God. Lagarcia notes that the rituals of both deities show great similarities. Libations and offerings of bucrania, oxen skulls, that reflect Aegean, Western Asian, and local traditions. The abandonment of Enkomi in mid-11th century may have been due to an earthquake or to the silting up of its harbor. It was never resettled. At least some of its population probably moved to the newly founded city of Salamis, which lay 2 kilometers to the northeast. Salamis quickly became the dominant city of its region and subsequently the whole island. Oh, you redeemed the fantasy one? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I'll go ahead and refund that then. But I'm not going to take any more because we are closing in on the end of the stream. Yeah, sorry, I just saw the history part. Apparently that's where my mind was. Alright, let's go at least put in these bookshelves. Free Cypriot history education, exactly. There was a really nice Bronze Age, well actually it was more than just Bronze Age. Really nice Cyprus history display at the Smithsonian many years ago. Probably about a decade now. History is history. Alright, I need to make some lights for inside the place as well. Let's make some lanterns. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's always good to know things about history in order to try and make other places feel more real. Make the fantasy places feel more real. Maybe build in rafters? I'll think about it for now, but for now I'm just gonna try to get some light. Let's just move over. Now, that might not give enough light down here, so... For now, we're just going to get some torches. And we'll decide on other lighting later. So we'll have a bookshelf to there. Otherwise, I might take out some of these windows and put the lecterns in right there. Actually, that might be better. Yeah, I think that would be better, actually. Oh, this isn't a house. This is a library. So you're saying that they're too high up to really work? All right, this way we can get the shelves out to here. I mean, I suppose I could have, like, chandeliers. I could do something with chandeliers. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's okay for now. Alright, let's see. Get you in there. Okay. Fence and torch chandeliers can look great if done right. Could also do white carpets and hide lights under them. Yeah, I mean, I think something like a reverse one of these might be in order. Like, so that it's... You get these coming down from the ceiling, and then one of these with the torches on it. That might work. Alright. I think that I want to go out and look for... some coal. So if I go straight north, there's some mountains up there. They might have coal. No, you come on. Come over here. You wait there. Let's go grab the boat just in case I need it. Hi, Enderman. I hear you. I should pull that cow into my farm. Because we found that gigantic cavern. If I'm going to do anything down there, I'm going to need a lot of torches. And I could make charcoal, but this might get us some other goodies. Well, would it have replaced stuff in those parts? Charcoal is pretty wasteful. Yeah, but it's completely renewable. That's the thing about charcoal. Right, there's some coal over there. Let's be very careful there. Let's be very careful right there and not fall down into the lava. Only in chunks I didn't explore. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, there is still some surface coal in a lot of these areas anyway. Although, maybe I should have tried to enchant my diamond pickaxe before going out. Because I got all these levels, and I'm getting XP, but it's kind of a waste. Need to build a furnace to get a global bonus to goods produced. Yeah, there's definitely lava around here. Let's carve a pathway over here to this coal. I guess next time I go out I can think about enchanting something. Well, I mean, if I'm losing stuff to fire and lava, I'm probably dead anyway. Like, this is a hardcore game. Do I have unemployed villagers? There may have been one or two. I did get those lecterns in so that they'll start taking that. People hit the Q button. That is true. I do that. I have definitely lost things to lava that way. A good amount of surface coal here, though. That's nice. I don't think I've lost anything in any of these streams, though, that way. I've definitely accidentally tossed stuff, but I'm usually pretty careful. I might as well get the copper. Whoops. They should put tin in the game, or arsenic, and then you can combine that with copper to get bronze. And then just make sure that they never spawn anywhere close to each other. And then it's like, exactly like reality. Because before steel was invented, the main shift over to iron, even though iron is worse than bronze, was because you only need one thing for iron. Whereas for bronze, you need two things that usually aren't found together. And if you don't have a source for one of them, it's possible for your enemies to prevent you from getting them. Howdy, Slow-Mo. How's it going? We are just getting some coal. Let's see how much coal we get here. A little bit. Not a whole lot, though. Right, but steel wasn't really discovered for a fair bit of time after the switch over to iron. But initially, iron wasn't like they couldn't do much with iron because it was too difficult to smelt in comparison to copper and tin. It's harder to get it out of the alloys, so you did get some iron artifacts from very old, but they're very likely all raw, made from raw iron, i.e., meteoric iron. And thus that iron stuff would have been worth its weight in gold. Like there was an Egyptian king. Actually, it might have been Tutankhamun. I think we found an iron dagger in his tomb. That was probably meteoric iron. And there was one of them who had a throne made of iron, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. I don't think it was a pharaoh. I think it was may have been a Hittite. Yeah, bog iron, not exactly common down in the Mediterranean, though. Not exactly commonly found down there. Let's see. Oh, there's some over there. Oh, there's some copper here. But yeah, once it was discovered how to smelt iron from iron ore, the switch over to iron happened despite iron being objectively worse than bronze, because you only needed the one material. You didn't need two materials that were rarely found in close proximity. Also, one of the materials that can be used to make bronze is arsenic, which wasn't exactly healthy for the metalworkers. Go figure. Okay. Oh, there's some over there. Indeed. There's some speculation that the depiction of... Oops. We can use this one. The depiction of Hephaestus as, lame and crippled may have been based on arsenic bronze workers. Well, the Greeks actually won their first confrontation with Rome. But it was the eponymous Pyrrhic victory. Nothing there. Hi. Hi. How you doing? Did I carve that out at some point? I may have. Let's go to sleep. Get a little bit more here. Okay, nothing else up there. Not paralyzed. I think he had... So, the mythology is that Zeus threw him off Olympus, and that lamed him. Yeah, lame is in bad leg. Let's go ahead and do some shoveling here. Yeah, I mean, he would have been disabled in some way, essentially. I can't remember exactly the details, and I think it may have varied a little bit by the story. But working with arsenic in smelting bronze, you breathe in the arsenic fumes, and that can seriously affect your well-being, shall we say. I don't think the conclusion is... I mean, I don't think it's a consensus that that is why that depiction exists, but there's just some thought that that might be why. How about the mercury fumes gilding armor with gold? Yeah. Although they probably didn't do that as much as the bronze workers working with arsenic, so... Alright, there is some over there. Let's see about getting over there to get that. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, I got plenty of space. Yes, I left the kitty back home, though, to ensure that that would not happen. Alright, that looks like that's about it. There is a lot of gravel over there. If I ever need gravel or flint, I will definitely be tempted to come get some of that. If I even remember that it exists. Then again, there's usually some gravel on exposed mountain sections. Jumping off of cliffs is fine if it's not very far. Do it all the time. Is there one of the enchantments that makes it more likely that you get gravel out? I mean, you get flint out of gravel? We don't talk about the missing pond. About missing the pond. It's like it never happened. Where was it? Where am I trying to go? Right over there, yeah. Alright. Fortune 3 is 100% flint. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and merge these two pickaxes together. If it never happened, why are we on Hamtopia 14? Because bad things happened. I blame chat. Lots of coal for the stockings. Exactly. I mean, when in doubt, I could always blame J2. It's always a good one to do as well. All right, that's what we got. All right, let's check up here, but I think we're going to be wrapping it up soon. We'll run back to our home. Right, there's that village. There's the portal. I could double check the portal, see if I left anything here. There is a ton of gravel. But I saw some coal over here, but there isn't. Yeah, if I get a good gravel shovel, I will definitely come out here for flint, because that's good for trade. Does mean there's likely silverfish in the stone. But then I don't dig up the stone. See? See? That's how that works. So not jump into the lava. That would be bad. There's a bunch of dark, scary caves here. There's a happy little bee. They don't need food diversity here. I'm pretty sure we got anything of interest here. Because we have been here, so... Ton of places that need to be redone, though. Ow. Ow. I don't know if I came in here. Alright, well, let's go put down the bed, go to sleep. 5.5 stacks of coal, yep. Abacody, indeed. Cute little bees. I like the bees. Wait a second. Oh. I just never took this one. What was wrong with me? What was I thinking? It's a present for me! Let's chop it up. Alright, now, let's make our way back home. Let's take a peek in here. Nothing interesting. Yes, I used my boat for that much. Alright, need to find another way up. There we go. Alright, back on track, heading home. Oh, hey, we can see the smoke. Nice, that is perfect. I'll grab that egg. Torch spam for that big cavern. Yep, that's what our goal with all of that coal is. It is a very, very big cavern. By the time I got down there, I didn't have a whole lot of coal, didn't have a whole lot of torches left. And we do have a guy. Let's see, what are you offering? Unbreaking 3. And bookshelves. That seems like it might be good. I mean, we've got 2 lecterns, so we can always swap with the second one. Expensive, you know. Can I get it cheaper? Almost the most expensive possible. Well, that sounds unfortunate. That sounds unfortunate. Let's go ahead and get that in there. I think 22 is the minimum. All right, so basically the idea is that I should definitely switch that around. Try for something different. That's what you're saying. All right. Yeah, I know that it can take a very long time to get some good stuff. Or to get what you want if you want something very specific. Okay. Let's go ahead and leave the boat here. Alright. Well, that's going to be a good place to end it. Let me just real fast breed our cows, since we have a little bit of wheat in a tiny stack. There we go. Alright. Personally, shoot for a decent price and then later on set up a conversion hall with a zombie. Yeah, that's not happening. Like, it's definitely not happening. Kagura86, just dropping by to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Have fun with the stream. Got to visit other streams. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. What happened to the glorious herd of 100 head? See all this beef I have? See all this beef I have? That's what happened. That's what happened. Anyway, let's go ahead and call it a stream. Let's see if we can get a raid going. Looks like Hungrygoria is playing some more Harvest Moon, so let's go ahead and head over her way. Looks like Kikoskia is not streaming today, which I understand. So I want to thank you guys for coming out. We will be back. I will be back tomorrow for a special Christmas stream. We are not having Spelljammer because of Christmas, but I will be streaming something else. Tune in to find out then, or, keep an eye out for stuff. See you next time, everyone.